Oh, happy post Thanksgiving. SEO this week, everyone. How y'all doing? I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving holiday period. For those of you that celebrate Thanksgiving, if anything, it's a good excuse to have dinner with friends and family, right? Let's see. I spent the weekend sick as a dog. My father-in-law showed up. Apparently he was sick, and he gave me whatever he had, which is kind of expected, I guess. Trying to kill me off. He him and my wife haven't seen each other in quite some time, so it was all worth it in the end. I mean, I'll be fine. I'm not going to die or anything, but I feel like it sometimes. Us men, we get sick and turn into big babies. It is what it is. Regular show is not set to start for a few minutes, but I mean, that's okay. I'm just gonna power on and go early. I got a tension headache or something going on, and my eye wants to close. I'm all messed up right now. I think it's because I was on the decongestants. Dehydrated me and ripped out my electrolytes and all that madness. So we'll see how I do. The expected update for this holiday season hasn't come out yet. And we look at these temperature gauge things, and if you don't have any idea how these are assessed, but basically these services, all of them that have this have a rank tracker at some point or another, right? And they use that, and they see the volatility in the search results, and that's how they kind of gauge if there's an update rolling around. One of the things that they don't discern is it an update, or did they change the way the search results page looks? In which case that if they change the HTML and it screws with the search results page, how does that affect things, right? And so when you look at these, you got to take that into account. Hold on a second, I got to change the zoom. People are waiting, and they shouldn't have to wait. There you go. Fix that. So discombobulated right now. There we go. Share screen again. All right. So you use, if the rank trackers don't update the way that their trackers look at things, right? If they don't keep up in line with, say, the HTML changes, and they perceive shifts that may or may not be there because of the HTML change, then you can get almost a false positive that there was an update rolled out. And what really happens is Google's just messing with the code on their search results page. And then other times you have legitimate updates, and you kind of see these pre-announcement, right? So people will start complaining about shakeups and say, oh, their stuff is down, and then Search Engine Journal will post that 5 people in some random forum complained about an update, so ergo it has to be a Google update. And then you look at these things, and they kind of support that hypothesis, when it could be, in fact, that everyone's looking at their rank trackers saying, oh, my rankings are going up or down, and it could be volatility because the rank trackers didn't. So that's the problem with this thing. SERPU is one, and there's plenty of others options out there. I think Moz has one, SEMrush has one, Algoroo, There's a whole bunch of these out there. But they all do relatively the same thing. Ted Kabitis made one that actually put all of these together, and then he was getting relatively predictive of when there was a true update coming out. And I believe that is going to be part of topseofactors.com. Maybe. I'm not sure, but that would be cool if he releases that again. Anyway, I was looking, and I always say there's going to be an update. And if you look at all the recent histories, I mean, any time between November 19th and December 10th ish, there's an update released in the public announcement. So far, it hasn't even started rolling out yet, but it is a new week. And then we have like 6 to 9 days. I'll say 6 to 10 days before they break their trend of releasing one in December, right during the prime shopping season for everybody. A lot of the people that are jumping on this bandwagon that I've been on for like 3 years now are saying it was a Black Friday, Cyber Monday thing. I call it the Black Friday update, but it's not just Black Friday. It hits that whole shopping season. And it does it, in my opinion, is doing it to bump up the last minute fourth quarter revenues for Google by increasing the Google ad spend. But you can see here that nothing is rolled out yet. This one is desktop local. This is local based, non-local, monthly search volume under 100. So they look at a different thing. So you're not just going, oh, you can look at one data point and say it's right. They're breaking it down pretty significantly. And none of these are indicating that anything is rolled out yet. This could get a little bit close. You might be able to surmise, but I mean, I would have to look to see if there was a release around Halloween. But for the most part, I mean, this is steady stuff, right? So I'm not really positive that I can say without a doubt they haven't started rolling anything out yet. I would give it a couple days. If there's going to be a December-ish update, like a December 6th thing, it's November 28th now. November 29th, we'll start seeing maybe December 2nd, 3rd. You can go in here and start looking at these. And they're probably going to start jumping before they officially announce an update. But that's interesting that they haven't done it yet. Let's see. This stupid tab. I'm going to stop the share for a little bit. Let's see. Jim Jones, how do you do schema for location pages since there's no address? If you don't have an address, say you have a service area business and you don't want to put an address on there, it's totally fine, but Google still knows it. You know what I mean? So you can actually put the address of the service area business, the same one that you registered with on your map inside of there. So it still knows that you have a business there. Google still has the address registered in your maps thing just because you're not publishing it live. So you can put it in the schema. It's the same with some of the citation sites. Some of the citation sites require that you actually have an address visible showing, and so you're going to have to show it to get those citations. So you might as well just go ahead and knock it out in your schema too. Most people aren't. I mean, no one's going to be looking it up. Hold on. No one's going to be like looking it up and spying on you or anything, or showing up at your house because you had it in schema. Yeah. So just put it in your schema, and then instead of you can do area served and have that area served schema match the service area that you have in the map. So if you have zip codes in there, put the zip codes in the area served and kind of I mean, you can get creative with it. There's many ways to skin this cat. There's geo radius is inside of there. Geo polygon, I think, is in there. Geo circles there. But if you really wanted to match exactly what your service area in the map is, when you have zip codes in the service areas for the map set up in your GBP account, do the same thing in your schema. And that'll mirror. Again, it's JSON LD, so it doesn't publish on your website, so you don't have to worry about that stuff. Hopefully that answers your question, Jim. Let me find another one of these stupid SEO weather tools. Modcast, that's the other one. Modcast. Share. Weather reports showing turbulence in the algorithm. Their average is always in the 90s, it seems. There's always an update, according to this stupid thing. 104. Yeah, see, this is pretty steady. Yeah, that's pretty steady. Let's see, is there another one? SEO weather. Nope. Semrush sensor. Yeah, can agree with that. Do mobile. Yep. Yeah, see, sensors are all pretty much doing it. Is there another one? Like what is the other one? Algorithm, Brightland, Industry Weather. SEO Monitor. Nope. I think they have one, but you have to have an account to see it. I don't believe I have an account. Nope, I don't. All right. Let's see. Who we got? Tommy, Manny, Randy, Jim Jones. Let's see. How much time to give an SEO test before drawing conclusions? I apply the factor I'm testing for 10 pages and track more pages without a change control. It really depends on what you know about that thing, right? Because you have to kind of, like, in regards to backlinks. If I'm testing backlinks, I'll leave it for at least 3 weeks because of the way Google is being taught or programmed in order to slow down the, what's it called, the responsiveness to link building. In there, it's almost like a 3-week period. So you build links, wait 3 weeks, and see what happens. On page used to be almost instantly. So if you did a H1 test, for example, or a keyword density test, you'd always see it right away. And now that's not necessarily the case anymore. And some of those can, you can see those up to, like 3 weeks is typically what I'm seeing. Sometimes it's like 2, where I'll make some changes and then I'll have to wait 2 weeks, and then Google will push it up or down. Lee Witcher has some interesting data from a single test that he did, where he applied the factor that he was testing, and then it wasn't until 9 months later that it kicked in. So you gotta. So the answer is like I'm not. It's not going to be an it depends kind of answer, but it almost is, right? So it's one of those things that you just kind of let it ride for a while. If it goes up instantly, then you probably found a positive. If it goes down instantly, you probably found the negative. And if it just kind of sits there, you found something that either A is a wash or B is part of like a lower factored thing that gets processed down the road. Hopefully that makes sense. When we do testing for SIA, I try to find stuff that business owners can implement and see something within that month. You know what I mean? So I don't want to just, we can test all day long in the single variable things, but at the end of the day, a lot of that stuff may or may not be something that a business owner is going to implement in their website. Unless they know that they're going to get impacted on it right away. So that's why the pace of the tests at SIA is slowed down is because I don't want to publish just junk for the sake of publishing junk, right? I don't want to publish a test for the sake of having to publish tests. I want to find stuff that a business owner who's working on his website for an hour at the end of the week or the beginning of the week can implement this thing and then know he can come back at the end of the week and he's gotten a positive or negative result out of it. So when you're doing your testing, keep that in mind. I mean, what are you testing it for, and then how do you anticipate it to? Are you looking for the quick win things? Or are you looking for the long term? It's gonna, at the end of the day, when I add these things together, it's going to be one of the pieces of that puzzle that pop it up. And you'll also you'll set up a lot of those 10-page tests, like I did, and you'll just leave them like perpetually. They'll be there forever until Google eventually de-indexes the website because of lack of activity or whatever. And then you'll learn some stuff out of that too. Like, for example, how strong a backlink is, or how long a link decay is, or how important backlinks are. You do the backlinks test, you don't really see a result, and then you go back 6 months later and all the pages but the one that had the backlink is de-indexed. I mean, that's a test result. You weren't testing that specifically in the beginning, but you found a function of the algorithm to keep the search results, the primary index that is displayable to people, clean by filtering out pages that don't have backlinks. And that was a very important discovery for me, especially when you do mass site stuff. If no one else is voting for you, then why should Google keep you after 6 months, right? So if you've been following me, I had the adventure with over the top SEO, and we ranked all those pages for cities. And then we had an update come, and the pages, not all of them, but a significant number of them disappeared. I'm like, what did I do wrong? I was number one for 500 plus cities forever. And then the algorithm comes and says, no, you're not number one anymore. And what it was is I ranked all those pages with on-page, did all the on-page work. And it was awesome, but no one was linking to them. As soon as I built some links to each one of the pages, the rankings all came back. So, so keep that in mind when you're doing stuff, right? We all get a little scared about backlink building and link building in general. The white hat crowd has got everyone a little nervous about it and telling everyone, you do outreach, but make sure you do natural link building. Don't buy backlinks. Don't use PBNs. Blah blah blah. And for the most part, not everyone has to do those things, but you do need to get some backlinks. So if you have a page on your site You should do two things instantly. First is link to it from older pages, link to the new page from older pages on your website. Ergo, your site, you are voting that this is relevant to this thing and it's worthy. And then number two is build at least 25 backlinks, 25 referring domains to that page. And I got the number 25 from Ted because he was talking about this process that he was doing with ecom, where every time they made a new product, he would have a PHP script that fired off and published links to that product from 25 different sites that he made with PHP. It was just an automatic thing. It's kind of the equivalent of going to Amazon and putting a plug in, and every time they added a new Kindle book, it would create a page on your WooCommerce site for affiliate stuff, right? So I started doing that, not with products, but I started doing it with all of my content. And it works great. And I'm not like going out and buying 25 PBN links or anything. I'm just using SEO Autopilot, and they got a note in there called Social Bookmarks High Quality. It's like Pinterest and Flipboard and all that other stuff. You guys can hear me wheezing. It's awesome. So it's what the hell was I talking about? Oh, and Pinterest, Flipboard. There's a bunch of like DA 90s and higher of those social channels, things that we would legit actually share to you, right? I run that node twice, and what happens is I get 25 backlinks out of that, roughly 15 to 20 referring domains from that alone. And then I use SEO Nitro, and you just put 10 links from SEO Nitro. So now you have another 10 more referring domains, and you're done. The blog is set, and you can pretty much move on to the next thing until you see what happens with it. So that's kind of how you use those two things and put those two things together. All righty, that was a ramble. Randy Road, how are you today, sir?
Hey, buddy, I'm doing well. Eating lunch as you're working and I'm eating lunch. There you go.
It'll be my time soon enough. How was your holiday?
Good holiday.
Good.
Crazy Black Friday sales going on, but that's good.
Oh yeah, for your press release stuff, right?
Yeah, you bet.
Yep. Share that link in the chat. I'll put that in the YouTube for everybody.
Thank you.
If y'all don't know, Randy Robe he runs a small business. He does a lot of press release stuff. He's a competitor of Madge. We all know and love Madge. So I like to promote Randy as much as I can just to make Madge mad. It's fun. That's what Madge gets for not showing up.
Right. Link.
One link provided. So fancy.
Whew.
We make your brand irresistible. Oh. Oh, you got a lot of add-on stuff. Hold on, let me share. Share the screen. Let me put this in the YouTubes. There you go. Mike Pierce is here to troll us.
Oh.
You know, I tried to do a phone call thing, right? People can actually call in to and ask questions, what I thought would be cool. Yeah. Mike ruined that for me the first day. He started calling me up and Frank called me and was like, "You bastard." All right, so let's see here. Standard package, $97. That's actually really good for a press release. NBC, Fox, News, Authority News Partners. Post on our news site. Premium, $4.27. All the add-ons. Global Newswire, Newswax, Apple News. I had a question for you. Global Newswire.
Yeah.
When you send through them and they syndicate to their partners, do they put a 301 redirect on the links?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, that is so annoying.
It is their standard practice, and I don't care. I've tried to negotiate my contract with them to do it differently. They just don't.
Is that I was thinking that they're doing that for traffic tracking in their reporting. But if they actually did that, then their reporting would say 0 visitors, because I mean, all these syndicators are all like potential views, and you're on Yahoo, so 100 million people saw you, potentially can see your thing, and everyone gets all excited. But if they actually reported with those numbers, then it would be significantly less.
I know it exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's the worst thing, because with that 301, because you just never really know. And I mean, it's a great news source, but you certainly would like to get at least a good quality link from them. And so, from that standpoint, you're getting some good brand recognition from it. And, depending upon, how you structure or how we write the press release as well. I mean, you could like, hey, go find Clint Butler on SEO. That could be the PR headline, and that Globe Newswire could be the top spot ranking for a keyword with your brand. And so it'll get you on the first page for your brand.
Yeah. What about the Yahoo News? When you said is there a 301 attached to that when you syndicate?
Well, yes, because it goes through Globe.
Oh, okay. I mean, at least it's a 301 and not some ghetto. They did it right. You know what I mean? So
yes.
Cool.
Yes. 50% off. Use that coupon code BF2022.
I should buy one now live on the show and make Madge mad. I know he'll watch it when he wakes up. Craig. Cool. Yeah, you guys go check it out. When are you gonna close this?
Through Wednesday.
Through Wednesday. That should be time. You guys have a little bit of time. Don't be slackers.
Yeah, don't be slackers.
All right. See if there's any more questions that I missed from this weekend. I need to figure out. Someone asked me, it's a really good question. And I was like, how am I going to do this? So we do the show 10 a.m. Arizona time. For the most part, I think it's a good time for everybody. Not so much if you're in Australia. I guess it's the middle of the night in Australia.
Works for me. It's lunch. So
yeah. But people want to ask questions, however, they can't make it on live. So what I'm thinking of doing is creating a Google form.
Oh, yeah.
And then they can, drop questions on the form.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I think that might solve it. It will also ironically create a really good questions generator for FAQs if I wanted to go that route. Because I know there's like Greg Morrison, when he does his, Greg from OMG, when he does his, he's using well, no, he's doing his live too. He's getting his live from GoToWebinar. Who was it? There's someone I seen that uses Google Sheets and asks the questions in Sheets. I think the forms would be a little bit better because I can filter through the trash and then send all the submissions to a Google Sheet, which is, I think that's how that works by default anyway. Oh, sorry, got distracted. Chicken. I don't know if you're here earlier. I got sick this weekend. My father-in-law showed up.
Oh,
and he has something. I don't know, old people, and he got me sick, and I've been out of it. Like nasal, sinus infection, I want to call it, right? And then that went away, and now I got the whole sore throat thing, and I was like, great, the dude gave me COVID.
Did you take a test?
No, I'm too idiot. I just sat at home and self-medicated and took care of myself. But I was drinking I was drinking that Theraflu stuff. Decongested and all that, and then I didn't drink any water, so dehydrated myself. Now I'm sucking on coffee and Pedialyte. Question for you: is your press releases suitable for UK sites?
Yeah, you bet. Well, here's the thing that I always say. I don't think that press releases really know international boundaries. I mean, a link is a link regardless of what country. But a great thing about a press release, though, is because they are authoritative news sites, they print news, all around the world. So so that's still going to provide some relevancy regardless of the country that you're in. Now, that being said, we also actually do have a fair number of UK news sites in our international distribution that you can add on. And so you can pick that up and do that. The one thing that I don't have a lot of, and not from a lack of trying, is Australian news sites. There's just not a lot of stuff to grab a hold of out there.
Oh, I heard some horror stories about people who tried Australians. And I'll get back to that. I had a question though. What about doing something like UK-based 38 digital marketing kind of inside of the press release? You think that'll help with? I mean, he's trying to get local links, right? So if UK-based, specify specifically that it is UK inside of the wording near or as part of the anchor text.
Well, that's often what we do. Anyway, we would typically say, if it is a UK based, we would give some type of geographic modifier around it or around some of the, keywords, or, we would like, hey, in Suffolk's plumber offering, Black Friday special or something. But we would, whether it's the kind of the UK town, or we could say, hey, it's the UK plumber. But yeah, we tend to try to drive some kind of a geo relevancy on that effort with international guys.
Right. That's cool. Hopefully that answers your question, Christoph. All right. So
that's a good practice to do anyway, but
yeah. Back to my Australian story. I don't know if it's true or not. but I heard some people talking about getting Google News sites in Australia. And they know a couple of people that were successful at getting them up. And then the government of Australia promptly fined them $12,000 per site.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. No, they fined them $12,000 and they said, we know you own the rest of these. You take them down and we won't fine you the 12,000 for each of the remaining ones. So they removed all the sites. And then I guess there's some publishing requirements or laws within Australia that they violated. So I would check that out before you go deep all into Australia.
Well, we haven't. I mean, that's the issue. I mean, we tried to pick up a few, and it's just really is a struggle. So
yeah, it's probably the publishers. I mean, isn't Australia? Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Australia the one that went after Google because they were using the news sites?
Yes.
Yeah. So that might be.
Well, it was Google and Australia did the same thing with Facebook, basically.
For taking their content and using it in the search results.
Yeah.
So maybe it's something along those lines. Maybe it was. I would think that maybe it was something like what happened to Holly, right? So the Dallas Morning News got pissed off. She was syndicating their stuff. Maybe that's what happened to that dude. And then somehow, instead of going after them directly, they just reported it to the regulatory people, and the regulatory people are like, bam, bitch that. So interesting times we've come into. What about owning? Have you tried just buying a couple of, was it .au domains and throwing them in the Google News and see what happens?
I have not. We have not gone that route. I mean, I tend to try to now we have our own Google News site network that we use as part of kind of our link building after the fact of the release has gone out through the kind of our standard distribution channels. And then we'll take the story and we'd syndicate that from our newsroom to our Google News sites, but I haven't built any specific AU news sites. I mean, it would seem like that would be, easy to do, but I don't know. Australia.
I wonder if the .au is like Canada. Like I had to send in my Indian status card, which gives me dual citizenship in Canada and the US, so in order to buy a Canadian domain. I wonder if the same kind of rules are in effect over in Australia. I've never bought an Australian domain, so it's a question for Everhart.
Have not tried.
That'd be interesting to find out. Because I can imagine that there's a whole lot of people offering press releases. And I know the UK, for one, even Cision, I mean, they're charging, I think it was, $1,500 to $3,000 for UK specific press releases. And then we tested it after I negotiated the price for a reseller down to $200, and it wasn't all that in a bag of chips, right? So it was just a limited amount of websites that are over there for news that Cision are publishing to. And so Madge was going to build, or he has built, his own UK network to accommodate that. And you add it to the Cision and you kind of increase your reach a little bit. But I've not, when I was selling PRs, I never really had anyone say anything about Australia. So I wonder if there's a service over there that they're all using, or maybe they just don't even bother with it right now. I'll have to ask Everhart. He's over in Australia. He can educate me. Let's see. Okay, Fever. Does comment backlink work? Yeah. The old days of commenting, turning on scrape box and going full nuclear that's kind of done and over with. But you can still use those if you're doing like the 25 referring domains thing, and you know like 25 competing blogs or sites in your market. You keep those in your little toolbox, and every time you publish something new, you just go comment on their sites and leave a link to your new post. That still works to this day. Loopline, he's got an auto approve list. That one's okay. You got to keep an eye on it though, because he does automation his, and it doesn't always publish. So if you're not looking at the drop boxes, that's how he delivers it, and looking at the files, sometimes they'll just be blank or have one URL, and you have to message him and go, "What's up, clown?" But yeah, you can still do comment backlinking. Don't spam. I mean, one, you'll just piss off people, and two, you're just kind of wasting your time with the whole full nuclear spam commenting from the old days. But it's still a viable link building method. It's a good way to pad your numbers, your link building numbers too. So Terry Power. Let's see.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
Sick.
It's not good.
Nope. My father-in-law came. He's like, "Here, have this." Old fucker got me all messed up.
Hello.
I was fine Thanksgiving Day, and then the next day it was bad. Day before yesterday, I was just in bed the whole day. Yesterday I got out. Today you can tell in my voice I'm still jacked up. Let's see. What else can we talk about? Talk about the SEO weather. It's calm, clear. Talked about press releases.
Indexing seems to be picking back up.
Oh, indexing. That reminds me. Yeah, I gotta check on that.
According to Crawl or No Crawl, indexing is going really well right now. So
Yeah.
So index while you can.
My problem with that whole testing thing is it's one domain, right? Unless I'm completely mistaken and someone can correct me, it's one domain. So it crawl or no crawl in her particular domain at this particular set in time. It's not representative of a sample size. It's one domain. So for me, in my opinion, to get more value out of that test, she needs more, got to put more domains up, or else she's kind of pissing in the wind, making assumptions based off of one domain, one set of log files, etc.
I can see that, but by the same token, your average business owner makes all their decisions based on their one domain.
I know, but that's like saying, hey, this thing's a ranking factor because it worked in my keyword in my niche. So it's a ranking factor that everyone should use. If she was an average business owner and she's saying, yes, this is my one domain and this is what it's doing, no, then that's one thing. But to say you're the fundamental resource on indexing for everybody and you should all be doing this thing based off of what's going on with her one domain, that causes issues.
Well, the idea
potentially for not so much issues, it's just like, I don't know that it's a fundamental reflection of what is truly going on. How's that?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see 30 people all doing the same test.
Well, you
But-
can.
but
That
you're not
whole
gonna get-
model is.
You're not going
is
to get 30 people that are going to do that for a year or a month even.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, it's good. It's valuable. It's valuable information to help you. Just spilled coffee all over myself like an idiot. It was valuable information to help you and to lead you down a direction if you're looking for, some stuff. And it's a good application of the test that Ted came up with for the rendered and versus JavaScript rendering. So no sense in putting out information if no one's going to use it and she's using it. That's fine.
and I doubt they would render Java just on one domain or not render it just on one domain. So it has value with those things like that,
Yeah.
where you see changes in what Googlebot's looking at.
Yeah.
But like you say, it's not a representative sample at all. But I can see it has value, just not as much as it could have if and more people were doing the test.
Yeah.
I can't honestly expect her to be doing that or having done it this long with 10 domains, let alone, a whole bunch.
Well, I mean, really, it's just the work of publishing the new page, right? I would assume she has that automated at this point.
I would hope, but I don't know for certain that she does.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, everyone needs their niche, and she found hers, so it's good.
Yep.
Let's see. Go with questions. Are mass page sites still working and effective? Yep. As a matter of fact, of the white hat SEO crowd, the crowd that told you that you shouldn't do mass page sites, they renamed it. They're no longer a mass page site. It's called Programmatic SEO, and they're the best thing ever now. So yeah, they still work. They still are effective. I would challenge you, though, if you're going to implement a mass page site build, put some effort into it. Don't just put out shit. Because then we won't have to listen to you crying about your mass page sites not indexing. So build your template out, optimize your template for your primary head keyword, using the surfer, phrase, clear scope, whatever you use, and then publish your mass site based off of your data set, and you'll see much better results. Let's see, Stefan, have you had any experience with new pages that get indexed, get a few impressions here and there, and just drop off the face of the planet within a couple of weeks? Yeah, it's typically backlinks, Stefan. Like Google's testing it out. No one clicks through it, or maybe some people click through it, but at the end, and then no one votes for it. So then it'll drop out sometimes, and you can bring those back with the backlinks. You can head that whole thing off with the 25 backlinks process I talked about earlier. Mass sites, you'll see that a lot with mass sites, as a matter of fact. And on the flip side of that, I've had a lot of sites with in rehab, there's a couple of drugs that you can rank for and get really decent traffic out of. And I've had those pop in. They do great, but no one builds backlinks to them. You're not going to get natural backlinks to pages about drugs unless I don't know. Yeah, they just don't show up. Unless there's a researcher or someone like me doing articles on it and using it as a citation or something. For the most part, you don't get natural backlinks. And so the drug pages, we wrote them ranked just on page alone. They were getting a crap ton of traffic, and then the traffic stopped. Well, what was happening was because there's no backlinks, the votes were down. And so we just built the 25 backlinks to them, they went right back to where they were and the traffic picked back up again. So it's kind of how you head that off at the pass. You can do it before or after, but at one point or another, you're going to have to build backlinks to it. Aaron, you said to only use branded anchors for PR campaign. Is that true even if the campaign is going to a specific page or category? I only use branded. I'm sure Randy could offer some more insights based off of his client experiences or customer experiences from his PRs. But when I found that when I used exact match or partial match, my rankings actually went down. I've heard other people like Ted Kabitis, he says he uses exact match in his PRs, and that's fine for him. But it's his own website, and I can't take that risk with the client's website, right? So when I'm using PRs, I'm really using it for, especially for local. I'm using it for the maps embeds, and I'm using it to get the referring domain count up. I just want some backlinks, primarily to the homepage, build trust and authority, blah blah blah. So I'll use the domain. I'll use the brand name in the anchors on those pretty much exclusively, and then I go back and I'll build links to the good PR pages. Like I got a Yahoo Finance or whatever. I'll build backlinks to those, and those will all have related or exact match anchor text to those, and it'll pass it through that way. That way, I reduce a little bit of the. I don't know if it's the perceived scare of using exact match anchors. I get rid of that in that spammy look. I'm using air quotes in my head, but that spammy look when you present that to a client and they're like, "Oh, you oh, you have backlinks," and it says, Houston plumber on all 5,000 of those, and people can. They're like, "What did you do?" You know what I mean? So because I can give that same report to different SEOs, and they'll either talk shit about, regardless of which way I did it. So I just do the way that I know it's not going to cause that bounce from using exact match anchors. Stefan, thanks, Clint. Thanks for doing these AMAs. Appreciate you. Thanks for showing up. At least people come now, and I'm not sitting here talking to myself like an idiot. How was your Thanksgiving, Terry?
Pretty good. We went over to a friend's that we go to probably every other year for Thanksgiving, over to their place, and it's pretty good. Pretty good. Had too much to eat probably, but that's okay.
That's Thanksgiving. There's no such thing as too much. What I like about Thanksgiving is not so much Thanksgiving, is that I get to have turkey sandwiches for a week or two after Thanksgiving. Mayonnaise and black pepper and turkey.
Yeah, Carrie took a turkey sandwich for lunch today with her to work. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I had an ordeal with a Black Friday deal I purchased, but other than that, that's life.
Let's see. Robert, would you use GSA or SEO Autopilot links for your PBN sites that you're building? No, I treat my PBN sites like they're money sites. So what I ideally want to do is the PBN sites are typically information based, almost newsy sites, but not in Google News, but that format. And then I monetize those with the Zoic or AdSense or affiliates or whatever, right? I want the PBN sites to be their own money generators, pay their bills. And it doesn't have to be a lot, right? Because all you're paying is hosting and the registry fees. So, but I don't hit those directly with GSA. I can do it, but I wouldn't recommend anyone else try it because I've been working with GSA for like 5 years now. So I feel comfortable being able to do that, but I choose not to. Just no. I'll do like clouds, stacks, and all the rest of that kind of stuff inside of there before I would do GSA to those. Hopefully that makes
Then
sense.
would you do a GSA blast to those clouds that you built for your PBN?
Yeah, those can take it, especially like the Amazon and Azure and stuff. Those can handle that. Yeah.
What kind of links would you recommend I build to a Wikipedia page that has a link for a client?
You can go full nuclear on those if you want to. Wikipedia can handle it. I think it's more so that it's kind of filtering those out, the bad ones almost. So you can go full on with those and be just fine. I ranked for the longest time. I was ranking for lead generation system based from one Wikipedia link that I was backed up with GSA.
Was that the anchor text of the Wikipedia link?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. It was the title of the post, which had the keywords in it. But it wasn't the entire, it wasn't the exclusive entirety of that.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'm still ranking for it. I don't think I should be. I took that page down. Lead generation system. No. Marketo, Capterra, Orska. I was number 3 off of that link at one time. 720 people a month searching for it. That's a lie. When I ranked for it, nobody came. Let's see. Yeah. Try to see Wikipedia there. Nope. I'll share my screen. See you guys out there. Sure. Where is it? The generation. Oracle. They've cleaned this up.
Bastards.
I wonder how much money these guys get with that stupid pop-up. Oh, they've merged that. Yeah, they merged it, took lead generation system out. They've cleaned up all the sources too.
Well, I got a couple new links for clients, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, but you can go crazy with these. Wikipedia can handle it. It's kind of like YouTube. Is the Wikipedia ranking already for you?
I don't know. I just got them this morning, so I don't know.
Check the ranking of the pages and get them to rank for that the term that it's on, and then you'll be fine. It'll be passing nice good power over. Depending on your anchor text, I'm assuming is title.
Yeah.
And if it's is it a brand? Is it on one of those pages like I just showed, or is it a brand Wikipedia?
No, it's like the pages you showed. They were existing Wikipedia pages.
Okay. Yeah, so check the anchors and make sure that the anchors are on point to that Wikipedia page. So in that case, I showed lead management, make sure the anchor ratios lead management of the that's existing, and you may have to mold that a little bit. And then that'll pass good power over for you. Yeah, I was ranking. That was easy. It's such a bitch getting those links though. How much does that cost you?
I'm ashamed to say. Actually, I got a free Black Friday offer, so I got a pretty good deal.
Oh,
I
that's
think
cool.
a pretty good deal. So,
Yeah.
and something the clients paying for it, but
Yeah.
I say that, but I also said, go ahead and give me one too while you're at it.
Oh, it works out. I mean, if you can negotiate it at the time, why not take it up? It's like if I do a PR for a client, be damn straight, I'm putting links for digital ear in there. I mean, if I could put 3 links, I'll give you 2 and I'll take 1. Let's see. Okay, Fever, which niche is best for programmatic SEO? Pretty much any niche. You can pull off a mass site for any niche. Affiliate, local, doesn't really matter. You can pull it off. Basically, what you're doing with programmatic SEO is you're hunting for the long tails, versus going after the primary head terms. So in affiliate, say you're DJI drone, right? You don't want to go after DJI drone. You want to go after long tail terms related to the information or the accessories to DJI drones, like the propellers and the camera and whatever else, right? So you make this programmatic, this database, essentially the CSV file, about all the accessories and all the parts and all the prices and all those, and you're going to use programmatic SEO to rank for those. Same with information. If you're talking about, flying a drone, you'd find all the long tail things and then hit it up with there. A little bit harder programmatically for information stuff, but with some AI and a little dev magic, you probably figure it out. Muhammad's site, Human Writer, is getting close to be able to knock those out programmatically. It's not true to the programmatic idea of databases and structures, but it's pretty damn close. WikiLink is the follow link. WikiLink is no follow, but if you follow me long enough, you know that no follow and do follow doesn't make no damn difference. Google's counting them both. Yeah. What mass page builder do you recommend? Not really building any. Was that Magic plugin? Is that the name of that stupid one that what's the name has?
Yeah, that's one. Although I use Traffic Factory myself.
Yeah, Traffic Factory.
And like you said, Human Writer, you have to, like, it's not quite programmatic, but but you can do something similar to that. But with Traffic Factory, it is programmatic. You put in the data, you want all these long tail keywords that you want the page written for. But again, the better content. This is a case where content can be king. You don't want to just spin the same thing for every one of your pages.
Depends on what you're doing. If you're just building it to hunt for keywords, like I think it'd be a good idea. Let's say you're affiliating for digital cameras, and you build a nice little template about, say, the Canon EOS, and you sprinkle that in there and make sure it's all done. And then programmatically, you switch out the camera models, find which camera models, and then publish the pages. And then you go back after like 30 days and look at the impressions that Google Search Console shows. And you can show the models that actually have a lot of interest. Then you can go back and fix those pages to be right for that particular camera model. That'd be one way to skin that cat. So instead of paying, like, some people will pay like $3,000-4,000 on this affiliate website and not really even know if there's any interest, right? So you use programmatic SEO model to change that up a little bit. And then after you've got all the ones that got interest, you just go delete the pages that are not going to get any interest or not any traffic or anything. Clean up your site a little bit, and then rinse and repeat forever for lenses and the accessories and all that stuff. See, what's another one? Mass page creator. That was a good one. A little bit of learning curve to that, but that was all HTML, which I liked. I wonder if that magic page even works anymore. Magic. Magic page. Magic page theme club.
Did you make any significant Black Friday kind of deals? Purchases?
Did I?
Yeah.
SIA has their Black Friday story, published that.
Yeah, but I mean, I was talking about any particular ones you purchased that.
Oh, that I bought. No, there's a builder. What the hell's the name of it? I find it. Bricks Builder. You heard of that? Bricks Builder website?
Yeah, that's the new Elementor thing.
Was
it Oxygen?
Oxygen. It's the Oxygen Light is basically what it's called. What I like.
Yeah.
Well, there's a company that made some templates for that, and I'm thinking about getting that. Let me find the stupid links. What's it called? Get Frames. It's Get Frames IO. $249 a lifetime. And it's powered by it's called Automatic CSS, which is interesting. It's like I don't know, it's like a new trend that people are creating things to support other things that use things. You know what I mean? That's weird. But I noticed it a lot in like the oxygen market. Here's the link. Some buddy of mine showed me that. It was interesting. I looked at all the stuff that, like, say, Charles Float and all those guys collected, and it just kind of seemed like the same old shit from before. People that are waiting for the Black Friday for SEO Power Suite and Link Assistant and their rank tracker and all that stuff should get on their mailing list. I'm pretty sure someone said that they started mailing now. Typically we get a heads up because I'm in their affiliate program, and before they do that, they send emails out, but I don't read my emails very much anymore anyway. So I think I may have missed it, but they start off at 75%. And as you get closer to the end of their sale, it goes down to like 45% or 40% or something like that. And that's as expensive as the initial buy off of those are. That 75% off makes a big difference. So I bought it and I have the enterprise version, and I got it while it was on sale. And then you pay $145 a year for the updates and stuff, which I'm fine with because it works great. So I'd use that for all my rank tracking. And I know a lot of people were looking at that. So if they want to jump on that, they should probably go check that out. Let's see if they have it. Not announced on the website yet. Not yet. I don't remember if they announced it on the website. If I find a link, I'll let everyone know. I'll drop it in the YouTube video. No, I don't see it. Let's see. I work with human writing, and it's a great tool. Yeah, Mohammed is doing a great job with that thing. I like the original version because of how easy it was for my VAs. And it's sad that he killed that off, but I think they're going to bring that back in some form or another in the new version. Because I know a lot of people in our mastermind, which Mohammed is part of, we were using the old version for link building content. And so I expect that will probably come back at some point. In the new version, I can say that I haven't messed around with that new version too much, but when I got access to it, he was still building things into it and kind of like baited out right now. I'll do it for some people, and not to say I wouldn't do it for Mohammed. He is my business partner, Rankier and all, but I mean, I just pick the ones that I want to do right now.
Yeah, I'm liking it. He's added a lot of new clouds. He's added a lot of well, as you know, he's pretty responsive. If you come up with an idea of a feature that is obviously going to make the product a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, when he first launched it, that was one of the things that I told him. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to launch it, and I'm only going to have one." I was like, "Dude, there's all these other services out there. They already have like 12. You can't show up and be like, I'm the new greatest thing, but I only have one cloud site." So he adapted to that pretty good. How many has he got in there now?
I don't remember off the top of my head. He's got quite a few though.
I think he's up there at 10. Last time we talked, 10 or 12. Yeah, or Katie, 10 or 12. Yeah, Jesper's got 12 in there now. Which I think that's a good batch. Now to get the use out of those, I gotta actually set some time and go create accounts at all these damn places.
Yeah. We just need to get to have somebody build a piece of software that you can drop into any of these things and it'll load up all your cloud accounts.
Yeah.
I guess that's
Well, I
what,
don't want to do that because I think that's like Amazon. Everyone figured out that Amazon was ranking great, and then all those shitheads went and just destroyed Amazon. So, and Google had enough of it. Azure will be next when people figure that stupid thing out. So I like that there's an amount of work that needs to be done in order to get these links. Kind of keeps that a little bit better. It won't eliminate. You're not going to stop everybody, right? But it does create a level of work that just some people aren't willing to do or can't be asked to do. Like in my case, I just can't be asked to go make those accounts right now. So I've been paying for Yaks forever, crying, you don't have enough cloud sites in there. Now he's got 12. And I'm like, oh, I don't have any time to go create those accounts.
yeah, I've got Yak since the beginning, and I think I built a site on it near the beginning, but I haven't since.
Yeah. What I want to do is go into Yaks and figure out if he's doing the interlinking, because he's got all those diagrams, right? And it appears like it's building them interlinked, but you just can't tell if it's doing it. You know what I mean?
I believe it is, but I don't know for certain.
And I'm getting the impression that it's only interlinking the pages. So it's doing the internal linking, but it's not creating the stack. Makes sense? So like if I publish to Cloud and S3 and Azure, it's not interlinking those three things together. Not like Mass Page Creator was doing.
Yeah.
Are you aware of any other services like Dory's Nitro links? I am not.
I would not be surprised, but there are several, but you won't know about them if they're doing a good job.
A lot of people are smarter now, and they're not selling those packages anymore.
Yeah, they're keeping
because link costs have risen so much for everybody that it doesn't make sense to sell those packages anymore. And I've had this discussion with Dory already, and I will soon be a partner with SEO Nitro, and we're going to be offering well, let's just say that those link packages will probably go away or be sold on a limited basis. Because at the end of the day, she's got 2,000 plus really good websites in her network. She's selling 300 links for $1,000. If you do the math on that, the average price that link sellers are selling right now is like $325. So she's walking away from $96,000. I mean, Dory wants to retire sometimes. She's walking away from $96,000. So all the customers that she's got, I'm one. Let's say Terry's one and Robert's one. You do the math on that. That's how much money she's walking away by selling link packages. The value of selling link packages is that in her system, she doesn't have to provide any content. But she does, she's providing the integration platform, the management system. She's probably giving you access to that and stuff. And so there is a trade-off for her. But at the end of the day, if we just switch that model a little bit and offer single link packages, and I know a couple of forums alone where people are making $50,000-$60,000 a week selling backlinks. So that makes total sense that SEO Nitro would be doing the same thing. So we'll be so once all that stuff is worked out, we'll be monetizing those websites that she's got. We'll be doing that. If we can get 100 websites to make $100 a day, you can do the math on that. And she's got 2,000 of them. So all I got is $100 a day on 100 websites. The bar is not very fucking high, right? So if we do that for her, I mean, I would be surprised if you hear from Dory Friend again, because she likes doing her other stuff. And 100 websites, $100 a day is $10,000 a day, by the way. So
Yeah, if you cut a few corners here and there, you could just about make it on that, huh?
I don't even have to cut corners to do that. Yeah. She's got really good, she's got a really good knack for picking up domains, right? And she's done that before. And if you just put a little bit of thought, tiny little bit of thought into the content. So if we get 100 websites and we get, say, 100 people buying links from her on a steady, the content for the websites would be easy. We're writing the content. We'll go through my writing process just to make it a little bit easier for the team, because you can scale it. And then we'll be doing all of the link boosting on this at the same time. So the person that buys the website gets the link boosting benefit, the PBN gets link boosting benefit, and then everyone's happy because everyone's making money at the process. So that's to me, that's the new smart way to manage network. Would I do it by myself at 2,000 websites? Oh, hell no. But Dory's kind of crazy. So she's got the automation system now part down though, right? So at the end of the day, all we got to do now is figure out the looks of the sites and monetization placement and that kind of stuff. And then we'll make some networks for adult and gambling and all that stuff, so we can keep all that stuff clear and free, but understanding that, I mean, those guys need links too. So there's no reason we can't accommodate for that stuff.
And they tend to pay a little more for them.
Yeah. Because it's harder to get people to link to them. So, let's see. I think that's it. Oh, there's a question. Last one for today. Aaron, do you use nitros as tier 2s as well? You can. I'll use them for tier 2s, especially for like PRs. The high-end PRs, like Cision, when I submit through Cision, there's some really good domains in there. I'll use Dory's network on those. If I buy, or a client buys guest blogs, guest posts, or pays for outreach, stuff like that, they'll send me their links and I'll send Dory's links to those to make sure that they get some value out of those. So you can, I mean, I'm paying for the 300 credits per month, which is 300 articles, right? So 300 submissions to the network, 300 article submissions to the network. And in there, you can put theoretically like as many links as you want, but kind of the general rule is 3 backlinks per article. So, I mean, you can use them as tier 2s. You can start, if you want to get slick with it, you can do one and then submit another release and interlink them and create tiers and all that madness inside of there and everything. Well, and do that because of the natural link decay in the network. So domains lose value, or typically if domains lose value and they don't no longer meet the standard that the Dory set, then the domains are dropped. So she'll drop 100 a month and get 100 more and that kind of stuff, and it cleans everything out. So yeah, using those as tier 2s is a great idea too. I mean, if you want to you can be creative with it. There is a couple different views though, so not everyone gets to see their Nitro links, right? So some link providers, especially for PBN link providers, they'll say, hey, we'll show you that we posted the links, but we're not going to show you the domains because they don't want that stuff fried. And that's the same in Nitro. Dory talks to you, and if her spidey sensors are not off, you're not going to get access to your links. You're just going to have to trust that you're getting your backlinks, which is good. It kind of protects the network from people. I don't know why you would get the links and then go take them to John Mueller, but people have been known to do dumber shit. So yeah, Arcady said he's been using it for 4 years and loves it. Tier 1 to new domain. Yep. Tier 1 to a new domain. Yeah. Yeah, those are, I like it. It saves, if you don't want to do, let's say you don't want to create a PBN network, but you know the value of how good a PBN network is or why you should have one. But you don't want the hassle, because there is a fuck ton of hassle managing 2,000 sites. Then SEO Nitro is a good option for you guys.
Hey, Clint, can I say something?
Yeah.
Great job on the show, by the way. Actually, guys, you guys do a great job. Regarding this SEO Nitro, which we tried a couple of times, but the issue was we had to cancel because there was no support. It was like so difficult. If there's somehow someone that can help us, let's say, okay, this is the site, this is what you need to do. I'm saying, okay, give us the link, give us the URL, what you're looking for, a little more hands-on / support. I think that's what's missing on this. Because it's like, okay, now go ahead and if you paid it per month, you're waiting and waiting. Like, we know about links, but we need somebody to like, okay, I'm ordering a coffee, you're waiting and they're doing it for you. And then say, okay, this is what you want, this is what you need. And then, okay, cool. Like I think that's what's missing piece in that business. If we can get somebody in there like that, they'll tremendously help everybody, I know it's very powerful.
Yeah, she did have an offering for that. And let me see that. It's SEOnitro.com. It's what you're talking about is it's almost done for you. Like, hey, I just want to buy links. Okay, you tell me what I need, and I'll go ahead and do it, kind of thing, right?
Exactly. Okay, these are my links, and this is what I'm looking for. Some say, okay, I'm looking for like domain authority, whatever. Some people don't know that. Some people do know that. Let's say I have this domain, I need these keywords, hopefully to rank, and then okay, I'll grab it, and somebody will go ahead and do it for them. Okay, it's ready to go. Boom. Now they're comfortable. They're getting their recurring. They feel like they're getting their value for the money they're paying. It's so amazing deal. If that piece is, if someone connected there, I think it'd be beautiful.
She has that as a service because there's a lot of everything you just talked about. There's a lot of back end work. So especially on a client per client basis. So she does have that as a service. It's option 3. But it is not cheap. So it's $2,400, almost $2,500.
I see. And then
then she'll do. You just say, "This is my website. This is where I want to rank," and then you let them go to town, and they'll do all the stuff for you.
I mean, we kind of know about the links. We were texting brokers like 22 years ago, whatever. We used to buy stuff from these guys. It's like I wish there was some way. Okay, this is the URL. It's some kind of like more of a video introduction type of thing. Maybe okay, this is how it goes. This is where you should put the stuff in. This is how it is. Some kind of a video tutorial or something that it's easier for us to comprehend and understand how the tool works. Not how it works. It's how you add links and how to add URLs in there.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know there's a new. I'll help her. We'll look through that. I know there's a new interface coming. But there's been a new interface coming out of that for a while. So we'll see how that works out. But I know that new interface is coming, and hopefully all that'll make everything better. But I'll mention that to her. We'll see if we can't figure that out for sure.
So hopefully you get involved with Dory on this project. Huh? Hopefully you're trying to help her out with this. Huh? Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, she's done so much for me, and I mean, there's a lot of people at Dory that wouldn't be around if it wasn't for Dory Friends, and a lot of people literally shat on her and just walked away. So, I'm looking at when I joined SIA with Dory, it was under her clear concept is that her goal is to kind of retire, right, and live off of the things that she built. And so Nitro is one of those things that I think there's a lot of hidden money behind Nitro that is not being.
And Clint, there's no way they can penalize or they can break the network, right? Like they can't penetrate or they can compromise.
To say there's no way would be pretty fucking arrogant.
Yeah. I remember back in the days, man, Danny Sullivan used to buy a link on fortune.com like for $300-400 for a payday loan. 20 years ago, they used to come and talk. Oh, by the way, we bought this link. Is it good for you? Now, why are you saying it to the public? You know, it's like some people, like you said, they're dumbasses. They just go to the guy. Oh, we're getting, is this legal or not? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Really? Like, you're right. It's some things need to be kept secret. You know?
Yeah. I mean, just it is kind of what it is, right? So, can one day maybe Google finds them and fries them? Who knows? It wouldn't be the first time that they've found link networks, right? So, everything's being done to make that safer, but I mean, we're not fortune tellers, so.
Exactly.
Someone can make Dory can make Arcady mad. He'll run and take the whole list to Google and put it on Google Webmaster Forums. I mean, that could happen. He is Russian. Those Russian Canadians are. All right. Well, that was an hour and a half, guys. I think I'm going to call it.
Good job.
Day. Thank all of you.
Call it a wrap. Call it a wrap.
Yeah. Thank all you guys for coming. Appreciate you. And
Take care. Rest that throat.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Good job. Thank you, guys.
Okay.